Hey. Welcome, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, beautiful people. Thank you guys for joining me on this beautiful Wednesday for another episode of the Jayson Estrera Show, where we talk about basketball, sports, and any topic that comes our way as accurate as possible. As always, it's your boy, your host, Jayson Estrera. Now, for today, we do have some things to talk about. First, the Minnesota Timberwolves have now extended their series against the Dallas Mavericks. But is it too little, too late? And last night, we saw Caitlin Clark have a huge game. But first, I want to start with this one, and it's a little bit of a sadder topic, but rest in peace to the great Bill Walton. Growing up and watching basketball, you heard him, and so prayers to him and his family. Prayers to Luke, who I saw in the Lakers with Kobe. Just a family that's been around basketball for a really, really long time. So, prayers to them. Prayers to Bill Walton. Yeah, man, rest in peace. And I guess to some more sadder news. We're gonna get this shit out of the way early. But I don't know. There was some weird reports about this because apparently he had also deleted it, but supposedly Isaiah Thomas had posted, kids are really tripping on how these young kids are moving around. I really had a life-changing moment yesterday where a kid pulled the AK-47 out on me and the homies, and if it wasn't for who I was and him recognizing me in my own city, he probably would have ended all of our lives. Be safe. So obviously I hope that all of them are safe and good. I hope that him and whoever he was with is okay. But I'm so sorry, but I have to ask, where the fuck were you? Like, where I get it, like it, but like where are you? Right? I think NBA players I know you have families and stuff, and I guess that I don't know your life, obviously, and I guess you've maybe moved around a certain way, and this is just one of those one-off instances. But I think we all know when there's certain places where we shouldn't be, and someone of your stature, God bless that you and no one around you was hurt, but like we just gotta move around more carefully moving forward. Hopefully, you guys are good and that you guys kind of stay that way. But yeah. I'm gonna fix this shit up a little bit. All right. So to some more NBA news. I saw something yesterday about some off-season deals that that they think. Who's this guy? Chris Herring. He was talking about some deals, and this is some of the deals that he's saying need to happen over the summer. One is the 76ers need to sign LeBron James, right? The Oklahoma City Thunder need to sign Klay Thompson. The Lakers need to sign Paul George. Lakers need to trade for Trae Young. And the Bulls need to sign Chris Paul. Now, for me, only to me, only two of these are actually legitimate. And I'll get into this a little bit more later, but this to me is a part of NBA media doing its thing, right? I don't think that LeBron James is going to go to the Philadelphia 76ers. That's just me personally. I don't. Maybe LeBron wants to play with a big man, but just the way that he play, I just don't see it. I guess that the idea of him playing with a Joel Embiid, and hey, if he was ready to take a legitimate backseat and play a role where he gets to dump the ball down every single possession, then yeah, it could work. He has talked about shooting threes with JJ Redick, so I guess it is possible, right? However, yeah, fucking fix this shit. However, I just don't see it happening. I don't know if he wants to go to that city. I don't know. The Thunder signing Klay Thompson. This one is interesting. Because I guess they have a bunch of young kids. I know that they competed, but it's still more of a building process. And I'm sure for Klay, he would prefer to go to a team where if he was going to move, it would be a team that's a win right now, like they can win the championship next year. Or if he's going to compete and build, then he kind of might as well stay with Golden State where he's been already. So I don't know. Lakers signing Paul George. This one is interesting because Paul George's name has been floating around in a lot of different places, right? Him moving from the Clippers to LA. I don't know if we've seen any big name star do that. And I think there would be a bunch of backlash even though he's from LA. But I don't know about that one. I don't really see that one happening. Trae Young to the Lakers, that's something that we've been hearing. Trae Young to the Spurs is something that I've been hearing a little bit as well. So Trae Young on the move, that I think is potentially legitimate. And the interesting one is Bulls signing Chris Paul. Now, they already have to me, this is interesting news because to me, it's more of a sign of where Lonzo Ball is. Right? If there's any truth to them wanting to sign Chris Paul, you had Kobe White, who had a potential 6th Man of the Year season. You have Alex Caruso. You could kind of slide him over to the 2 guard. I don't know what's happening with Zach LaVine. I don't know what's happening with these guys. So, and Lonzo Ball, even though he said playing next year at the start is what his goal is, I don't know how realistic, one, that goal is, and 2, being a successful basketball player again with the surgery that he's had. So, the news of them looking to sign Chris Paul, a point guard that's, a backup, could play starting, could start also, is a sign as to maybe where Lonzo Ball is, and I don't think it's a good sign. So that's really the Lonzo Ball one. I mean, Chris Paul to the Bulls and, obviously Trae Young to the Lakers is one that I've heard before. But this is indicating that the Lakers would somehow get Trae Young and Paul George and keep Anthony Davis while LeBron is going to Philadelphia. And that's just a whole lot of moving around. We'll see if there's any truth to that. But, let's move on to teams that are still in the playoffs. And last night, we saw the Minnesota Timberwolves extend their series against the Dallas Mavericks. Oh shit, what is this? So last night we saw the Minnesota Timberwolves win 105-100 in Dallas, and they did it off the back of their two stars. Anthony Edwards had 29 points on 11 of 25 shooting, 2 of 5 from 3, 5 of 8 from the free throw line. He also added in 10 rebounds, 9 assists, but had 6 turnovers. Karl Anthony Towns, on the other hand, had 25 points, shot 9 of 13 from the field, 4 of 5 from 3, had some big threes also, 3 of 3 from the line, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and had 4 turnovers. On the other side, Luka Doncic was still, playing like Luka, right? He had a triple-double, 28 points, 10 assists, 15 rebounds with 3 turnovers. He shot 7 of 21, 4 of 11 from 3, 10 of 12 from the free throw line. Kyrie Irving only shot 6 of 18 from the field, 1 of 6 from 3, 3 of 3 from the line for 16 points, and he also had 2 rebounds, 4 assists. So, yeah, it was a close game throughout, and I'll be honest, let's just take a look at it.
To close out a series. That's in front of the Mavericks, driving inside, and Jones. Doncic way outside. First team All-NBA in a three. Good screen, Anderson. Edwards sets up and dribbles. Irving by Anderson, chiseling, firing up.
With 3 dribbles, Reggie, just get up over the top.
Luka, Doncic 3, no. And tapped right there, the hustle of Jones, another 3.
Knowing what Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic do down the stretch.
Jones head of the Dallas bench. Irving driving. Karl Anthony Towns, the Minnesota 5 to start the second half. Doncic.
First quarter, he's got 3 since then.
Luka to the rack. 0 in closeout games. Inside, Towns shooting 50%. They have shot 50% all series. 3. He works on Green and feeds Doreen, who is clamped on by Washington.
Wow.
Point third quarter, final seconds. Edward pulls and stick tossed it. Doncic the other way. Hold on in.
Oof.
Back for the block. Gobert screen twice. Mid-ranger, Edwards off. This has been terrific. Edwards to Towns, screen Anderson, 3 of goal. Towns, 3.
Oof.
Make a move, Jones in the way. Spins, leans, fires, count.
Wow.
Fakes, drives, leans up, left-handed.
Wow.
Screen. Gotta go. Edwards, another screen, a 2.
Eyes on him right now.
Doncic with the desperate.
Oh my God.
He's not a shooter, so Luka Doncic is going to face the court.
And he finds Reed, scoops.
Tough start to the series. Just what did you feel? Did you feel any differently out there tonight and being able to knock down the shots, or what came together for you?
Everything came together for him. He was super confident. He wasn't worried about any shots previous to the shots that he hit tonight. He played exceptionally well, and he came through big time. And he was the reason we won tonight.
Yeah, so we saw the Minnesota Timberwolves extend their series. And, I want to start off with this. What is Kyrie Irving's percentage on those left-handed floaters? Because I don't think I've seen him miss one yet. And it's such a great shot because obviously guarding right-handed players and even guarding him through the years, he's always had a left in his layup, but it's a lot more recently where he's really using it consistently, and players just aren't prepared for that. Like, that's just the truth of it, right? Like, players don't expect a right-handed player to shoot a left-handed floater. It just, it's just not what people expect to do. And Kyrie's always been really good at that. Like, it just reminds me of a lot of his game winners, for example, especially when he was younger, going to the right, because he understands that the scouting report says, he likes to go right. And so when he does that dribble to the right, it forces people to take the step back, and he's able to take that shot, on top of the fact that shooting to the right as a right-handed player is just tough, period. The rhythm of it, the way you pick, it's a little bit of an awkward shot. And if you've, practiced and played it, it really is difficult. And seeing guys that are able to do it now, it's really impressive. But he's someone that's really utilized that. I think understanding that it's a weird thing for people to have to guard. So, yeah, kudos to him. But he did not play very well last night, right? And obviously the Timberwolves won. And ultimately he lost his matchup against Karl Anthony Towns, but at the end of the day, the Timberwolves only won the game by 5 points. I was saying how it seems like in this series, what you need to look for is the output of Luka Doncic versus Anthony Edwards, and the output of Kyrie Irving and Karl Anthony Towns. Right? Like, Luka has 28, 10, 15, 1. And then Anthony Edwards had 29, 9, 10. So if you look at it, right, like, he's obviously losing the matchup in terms of the rebounds, but he's keeping that matchup in terms of production really close. Like, Luka had 28, 10, and 15. Anthony Edwards had 29, 9, and 10. Right? Kyrie, he had 16, 4, and 2. And then Karl Anthony Towns had 25, 1, and 5. And that's really the difference in the game. Right? I was saying that you need to be able to match their production, and Kyrie just didn't do that this game, and that's really why they lost. It really came down to it. Right? The truth is, for this entire series, it's been really tight. Every game has been really, really close. It hasn't been let's see what the point differential is for every game. 108, 105, 3 points. 109, 108, 1 point. Game 3 was the biggest one. 116 to 107, 9 points. So 13 points has been the difference between games 1 through 3. So, if Luka doesn't hit that game winner, would this be 2-2? Right? It's one of those things where, yeah, Minnesota's down, but it has been a relatively close series. And it's really been because Luka and Kyrie have been winning their matchup, which is Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns. And last night, they were able to pull it out. So, speaking of Karl Anthony Towns, the duo, right? The duo of Anthony Edwards. Is he back for the series? I was really hard on him. Everyone was hard on him. All of media was clowning him for that bullshit that he pulled. And I know I've mentioned this shit about the interview before, but I do think it's a little weird. I'm not gonna lie, and I just want to take a look at this one more time.
Tough start to the series. Just what did you feel? Did you feel any differently out there tonight and being able to knock down the shots, or what came together for you?
Everything came together for him. He was super confident. He wasn't worried about any shots previous to the shots that he hit tonight. He played exceptionally well, and he came through big time, and he was the reason we won tonight.
Wait, so let me get this straight. So the reporter asked Cat a question, and Anthony Edwards answered for him. What the fuck? Like, am I the only one that thought that was weird? He didn't ask Anthony. He spoke for him. And he's just over there looking at the stats like, yeah. No, I shot fucking good today, huh? It's as if Anthony Edwards already knew that, you know, people will probably question, oh shit, he's back on the podium with him, you know, after they win. But when they had the really bad loss and he lost and he had a terrible game, he didn't show up. And that's fucking true. Is Cat back? I don't know. Probably not, because he's very up and down, right? He's not, you know, what the Celtics have been saying this whole time, even keeled. He's not that, unfortunately for them, right? And when it comes down to it, I questioned it the last time. Will he show up as the co-star when it's needed? And in Game 7 against the Nuggets, he kind of got bailed out. He had a great game last night, but still, he is the consistent mismatch. And I'm gonna get on him all the time because I hate it when I see this shit. And maybe it's just like the old school way of thinking for me, but there is no fucking way you have 5 rebounds. 5 rebounds. 5 rebounds. Like, we need you to be consistent in the paint in order to be successful. You are the mismatch. In most nights, you will be the mismatch. And I don't know if this is something he just needs to develop, but like, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. And I think the questions about him are valid because he hasn't proven it otherwise. And we're gonna see. We're gonna see in next game. But you know, with the win last night, is it too little, too late for the Minnesota Timberwolves? Now, I said it yesterday, right? I called Anthony Edwards. I called him to the stage, right? I said, is he going to take the challenge and guard Luka one-on-one? And for me, it wasn't about, oh, will he do a better job guarding him one-on-one, even though I do think he's a good on-ball defender. He's a really good on-ball defender. Jaden McDaniels is too. However, when it comes to getting certain calls and letting physicality go, a referee is more likely to let physicality go when it's another star, right? When it's Jaden McDaniels, they might call quick fouls, make him loosen it up a little bit. All of a sudden, Luka gets to play with the ball and get his shit off. But now that it's Anthony Edwards applying pressure, and he's also probably gotten to watch how Jaden McDaniels has guarded him, is now able to make adjustments. We saw the referees be a little bit more loose with the physicality last night. And I think a part of it, and I'll get into this in a second, I think it would be in the NBA's best interest if this series continues. I'll just say that for now. But they did let some physicality go because Anthony Edwards is also a star. But he paid for it. 5 fouls, right? 5 fouls, but at least not all of them. He did have a really bad frustration foul towards the end of the game. But, Cat had like 2 or 3 just nonsensical, brain-dead fucking fouls. And when you're trying to come back, you cannot have that shit. You just cannot have that shit. And 10 turnovers between your 2 star players is also not going to get the job done. It's not going to get the job. You guys have to be better with the basketball. You have to be better with it. Like, Luka is dribbling the ball the entire shot clocks, and the motherfucker has 3 turnovers. Like, you have to be better with the ball. But the other adjustment that I saw was Anthony Edwards was a lot more aggressive towards the mid-range, or at the mid-range. And this is another thing I was calling for. It's what's open. Dallas leaves it open. They're still a statistical driven team, right? Not to the extent of the Houston Rockets or the way Daryl Morey did shit, but they still believe in 3 points and layups, which is pretty much how Luka plays. Getting to the free throw line is just a natural way that Luka plays. And then on defense, they play a lot of the drop coverage so that they can get to the rim and prevent layups. So the mid-range is open. And I was saying that because Shea had exploited it against these guys for 6 games? Shea is scoring 30 points a game from just scoring at the mid-range. So, Edwards is forcing to get his way to the paint. Wasn't working all the time. He needed to hit some mid-range shots. He finally did that. So we actually saw him have some success finally. But for me, it's too little too late. Not just because history says so. No team has ever come back from 3-0. But because even last night, it felt like Dallas was going to win that game. And it took some big shots. Right? It took this Anthony Edwards shot. And if I'm being honest, like if you're the Timberwolves, he's got a good 3-point shot, but you can live with this. Or I mean, I guess that was a long 2, but you could live with those long shots. Like it's at the end of the day, like he's got to still prove that he's gonna hit those shots. And, he was hitting mid-range shots last night. Like, is Cat just going to keep hitting these shots? He had another one over here, bro. Like, he was hitting some crazy shots, man. Look at this dunk. But, yeah, so when it comes to whether the Timberwolves can come back or not, yeah, I'm not seeing that. I'm not seeing that at all. I think Minnesota. I think the Mavericks adjust. I think they're gonna start trapping. They're gonna start trapping Anthony Edwards higher, and force the ball out of his hand. I think Minnesota also found the Kyle Anderson adjustment too late. Right? They should have. Had they found that Kyle Anderson would be a factor in this series earlier, it could have made a difference. Putting Anthony Edwards on Luka earlier could have made a difference, but here we are. Let me see here. Yeah, I don't expect Kyrie to shoot that poorly again. Yeah, so I still think that Dallas puts this away. But, like Anthony Edwards said, he had some pride. He didn't want to get swept. He hasn't been swept in his career, so he still has that. He still has that. Yeah, it was still like your two stars played great, and it was still a 5-point game, and they had a chance. So I don't see it. I don't see it going much further. But because the series is ending so damn quick, do you think the NBA has got a problem with all of these, with the conference finals ending so damn quickly? Because I think so. Because if you think about it, right, like, I guess in the East, they probably expected that would be like a 4-5 game series. Like regardless of whether Halliburton was there or not. However, this series, the Dallas Mavericks against the Minnesota Timberwolves, I think it was pretty safe to assume that it was going to go 6 to 7 games. Like, I'm sure a lot of people was thinking that. And I'm sure the NBA didn't want this big-ass gap between the conference finals and the NBA finals, which starts on June 6th. Excuse me. I know it's not a lot of time, but in an NBA where they set their all-time record for attendance and sellouts in 2023-24. So despite what everyone says, I know that the All-Star game has been dog shit. People are saying numbers are down, numbers are low. Well, people are showing up to the fucking arena. And I promise you that if you add up all of the views online, not just the TV, because the reality is people are streaming games, people are watching games online, people are watching clips. Like, if you add all of those numbers together, I'm sure it would be insane. And obviously, the NBA is losing money by there being less games in the playoffs, because attendance has been really great and the games have been really great, if we're being honest. So yeah, I'm sure they're kind of tight. I'll be honest, it looked like there was a couple instances where, obviously they couldn't give that Anthony Edwards one where he tipped the ball. Some of them are just really obvious, but I swear they were trying to give that game to Minnesota, if I'm being honest with you. And like I said already, they were swallowing their whistle a little bit. Like, they were letting some physicality go with Edwards and Luka. Anthony Edwards finally started getting to the free throw line a little bit more. I feel like he's been barely going to the free throw line. But yeah, I'm sure they're tight. I'm sure the NBA's tight as hell. That this is such a quick series, and it was about to be a 4-game series. But yeah, they showed a little bit of life, but not so much. Now, speaking of mad, everyone's been talking about the WNBA being mad, but yo, she fucking had a 30-piece last night, and I was literally just saying, don't let homegirl get off, because she about to start cooking everybody, and bruh. Bruh, like, yo, I fear that I know a little ball, bro. Like, no bullshit. Give me that. Let me react to this shit a little bit. Oof. Oh, give me this one too. Bang. Get it, get it. Throw ahead, throw ahead. Look at that. She gotta set this pick though. She gotta like, she like half-ass set the pick. She gotta set this, like she has to set this pick. Like you see how she's almost looking for the ball right here, and maybe this is just a practice thing, but she needs to be looking to screen this. Like, yeah, she just needs to be looking to screen that. Oh my God, bucket. Good pass. Little half spin, fake half spin. Oh, give me that.
Since early second quarter, Indiana's battle back within 3. Dangerous pass. It's Clark who's off to the races, and Caitlin Clark pulls. Now the Fever have 5 on 4. It's Clark way outside. Boston the rebound. Clark on the fake. Clark weaves inside and the reverse. Jersey number. It's 22 points. She's closing in on it. Give and go with Boston. Clark kick out. Here's Mitchell. Clark lobs it. Benley finishes.
Indiana is really jumping at everything, being risky with their defense. You should be able to get some opportunity.
Mitchell scalding here.
Good up and under.
Corner 3 and an just under 8 minutes to play.
Oof, give me that. Bruh, she is cash.
Nurse finds some space and hits another. It's a miscommunication. Ari McDonald.
That's a great little ball fake.
Brink lobbing it inside.
Give me that shit. Euro. Oof. A little too late though. Hey, so the Indiana Fever ended up losing to the Los Angeles Sparks 88-82. But let's be honest. No one gives a fuck about that. We only care about Caitlin Clark getting a 30-piece. But not just a 30-piece. She had 30 with 3 steals, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds on 7 of 16 shooting, 3 of 10 from 3, 13 of 15 from the free throw line. And we're just going to ignore the 7 turnovers. That shit didn't even happen. Aaliyah Boston also had 17 points, went 5 of 9 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3, 5 of 6 from the line. Had 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal. On the other side for the Sparks, Kian Nurse had 22 points with, with 1 assist, 2 rebounds, shot 6 of 12 from the field, 5 of 6 from 3, 5 of 8 from the line. And Aria McDonald had 21 points, 6 of 9 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3, 6 of 7 from the line. And she also had, 2 rebounds and 4 assists with a steal. So, yeah, the big news obviously is Clark had a big game. And it was just a matter of time. And, you know, I saw someone comment online. They said the internet bullied a professional WNBA team into playing like Iowa. And I think they're right. But let's be honest. The style gives them a good chance to win. Right? Like I showed yesterday how, you know, there was one play from the other night where she gave the ball up and the girl didn't even leave her. And, you know, like, let me see if I can find this one where what even last night, the girl was shooting a free throw and she forgot she was shooting a second one and just went straight to Caitlin Clark. I think, like I said, it's showing. The way they're playing her shows the respect they have for her. That's why all these stupid ass media people who don't know what the fuck they're looking at, asking them if they think she's good, asking them if they respect her, asking them all of this shit, when all you gotta do is watch the fucking game. They are giving her respect. Look at the way they're playing her. They're full double teaming a rookie. And she's still finding ways to score. Yeah, she gets the turnovers. I already said it's going to be a part of it. That's something she's going to have to learn. Jason Kidd used to average 3-4 turnovers. Steve Nash used to average 3-4 turnovers. It comes with being a point guard that likes to create. And she's trying to... She's also one of those players. She doesn't pass to an open player all the time. She tries to pass them open, meaning she tries to lead them. She's trying to anticipate where they're going to be, and sometimes they just get there late. It happened the other night off the little pick and roll. I think it's Aaliyah. Was it Aaliyah Boston? I think it was. She set the pick and she just turned and started rolling a little bit late, and Clark had already passed the ball, anticipating where she would be, because she probably understood that the next pass was to the left corner. And so things like that, you almost can't get mad at, because you have to understand her way of thinking and the way that she's seeing the game. And so, yeah, she had a big ass game last night. They lost, like I said already. Their team sucks. You gotta expect it. There's some people that are over here that I think some people don't understand. When you're a lottery pick player, typically if you're a lottery pick team, you suck. That's how you get there. And so these players end up on these shitty teams trying to make them good. And, I've already said they didn't have a good year last year or the year before that or the year before that. And so they're trying to make the steps towards being a good team. And a part of it is making it a Caitlin Clark offense. She is clearly your best offensive player. Not just because of her three-point shooting, but because she can make plays. She is your best playmaker. And on top of that, she's getting rebounds. She's getting assists. Now she's getting blocks. She's just being a super active player. Her understanding for the game is showing. Anticipation, knowing players, it is showing already, right? And so, yeah, a lot of positives. Even though they lost, it was a tight game. I don't expect the bad team to have good late game execution, and they didn't. So it is what it is. But yeah, she had a fucking banger game. 30 points. And what was it? What did I read? I read some shit. Let me see. I knew I read some shit. Come on. Caitlin Clark is the fastest rookie in WNBA history to reach 100 points, 100 plus points, and 50 plus assists. What is her season totals? Let me see. Totals. So she has played 255 minutes. She has 138 points. And 50 assists, 43 rebounds. Look at that. 11 steals, 9 blocks. Isn't she the fucking... Bro, isn't she the... I'm pretty sure she's the league leader in assists, in 3-pointers. Let's see. Yeah, see, bro. Here, look at this shit. Look, she's leading the league in three-pointers made. Diana Taurasi, wow, 19. But she's leading the league in three-pointers made. Right? But let's not forget the fact that Cameron Brink, the other rookie, second pick, is leading the league in blocks per game, which is kind of crazy to think about. And then you literally just see Aja Wilson's name everywhere here. Aja. Like she's just all over the place. But yeah, she was phenomenal. Everyone has been phenomenal. It's been fun watching it. And hey, we gotta keep seeing how she plays, because I think she's only gonna get better and she's gonna put up more big nights, 40, 50 bombs. It's just a matter of time. The teams is adjusting. They're probably going over some of the stuff that I looked at, looking to pick for her more, get her some more open shots, steal some plays from these other teams. And disconnected, reconnecting. Did my internet just shit itself? It's back. But anyways, like I like to say, you could have been anywhere on the internet, but you're here with me, and I appreciate you so much for that. If you can, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit, because it'll help me out. It'll go a long way. But thank you, beautiful people, for hanging out with me and listen to me yap. There's been another episode of the Jayson Estrera Show. I will see you beautiful people tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Peace.